this video, we'll be going over O-Calc Pro's most commonly used keywords and shortcuts. Now before we start, I would like to point out that if you go into O-Calc Pro's Help dropdown and click on O-Calc Pro Help, you'll be taken to a page that has the O-Calc Pro User Guide PDF. In it, you'll find a full list of available keywords and shortcuts. Now with that out of the way, I will be pulling up my favorite poll sample, which is Demo 1 Tangent. And I'll be dragging and dropping that into my inventory, hit expand, and we'll be looking at our crossarm in the data entry panel. Now the first group of shortcuts that I like to bring attention to are based off of unit conversion. So as we know, O-Calc Pro is set where measurements are displayed in feet decimal, but O-Calc Pro will accept measurements of feet and inches if a user uses apostrophes and quotation marks. So the pole that I have set up here is a 40-foot pole with a setting depth of 6 feet. So if I wanted to move this crossarm, let's say I wanted to move it to 31 and I'd hit 1 apostrophe and I'd like to add 3 inches, I'd hit a quotation mark and that will instantly convert it back into feet decimal. Now let's say you're dealing with different types of units. Another useful shortcut available is that if you double click on the value you want, in this case we're using install height again, and you hit Control U, a tool will appear that allows you to convert various types of measurements. So if we hit these drop downs, you can see all the different kinds of measurements available to convert. Now the next shortcut I'm about to show you is one of the most well-known and most commonly used in O-Calc Pro, and that is where you change the height of an object in relation to the tip of the pole. So again, I have a 40-foot pole, my setting depth is 6 feet, that makes the tip of my pole exactly 34 feet. So if I wanted to move this crossarm to the tip, then all I'd have to do is type in tip and hit enter in my installation height. And as you can see, that height has now changed to 34 feet, but that's not all. So in relation to the tip of the pole, I could also type tip minus 4 and then hit enter. And now my installation height is set at 30. Now to put a shortcut within a shortcut, you don't have to fully type out tip every time you want to use this shortcut. You could also just put T and then minus whatever measurement you want. So let's say 5 feet this time. Hit enter, and now you can see that's 34 minus 5 sets my installation height at 29 feet. Now another height related shortcut I'd like to bring up allows us to adjust the height above the ground of an object, and this shortcut is our height above the ground line. Now the best example to display this shortcut is if we look at a span, so I will be choosing this neutral, and we look at the span's end drop rise. Currently, we have the span going straight in an assumption that the next pole over is the same height as our current pole. But hypothetically, let's say that the next pole over is actually shorter, so the attachment height would be set lower as well. In this case, we can use this next shortcut to make our drop a little easier. And so in my end drop rise, if I double click that and hit HAGL equals, which HAGL stands for height above ground line, and I'm gonna make this value, let's say 15. So if we zoom in, we can see that our span is now heading down. Now similar with our tip shortcut, you also don't have to spell out the full shortcut. You could also just put HA and then equals, and this time we're gonna make it 10, just so that it varies. We hit enter, and it still does its job. Now following the theme of height related shortcuts, this next one is more commonly used on equipment. So from our master catalog, I will be adding a transformer, just a single phase, right onto our pole. So we set that there. Now typically O-Calc Pro sets the install height of transformers around the center, but in a few companies, the install height is actually set at the top of the can. Now you can imagine that when collecting data in the field, this makes things a bit more complicated at times. But we have shortcuts that make these situations a real simple fix. And these next few are actually our at shortcuts. In this category, there are 3. We have our B at, C at, and T at. So that letter does refer to the location of the equipment, so B being our bottom, C our center, and T our top. So if I wanted to change the installation height from the top, all I'd have to do is add T at, and then our installation height, we can make it 27. And if I look at my schematics, you'll see that my center is actually 25.58. But if I look over here in my 3D view, then that top height is indeed 27. Now, let's say I want to change it from the bottom now. So now put B at, and I want to make this 25. Like you can see that bottom is actually 25, but that center is of course changed to 26. And just to conclude things, we can do C at 25. Pull out my schematics again. That center is now set at 25. And so with these shortcuts, you can just streamline putting in these installation heights. Let's say your first pole is installed from the center, you add that center height, and then on your next pole, you use your at T because it is an installation height from the top of the equipment, and it makes things just way more simpler and easier. Okay, our last height related shortcut is going to adjust the height attachment of an object in reference to another object. So to begin, before you type in any shortcut, you first have to set your point of reference. In this case, I'm going to make it my crossarm up here. So if I right click on my crossarm right in that 3D view, you'll see in my menu, I have this set reference origin for data entry. Once I click that, I can now go into another equipment, and I'm using my transformer. And in that installation height, what you're going to type is REF equals, and this is really important, you're either going to add a plus or minus before you add the measurement that you want. So if I want to make it 4 feet below that crossarm, then I'm gonna put -4, and then I hit enter. And so if my crossarm is at 29, -4, that sets my transformer based on its center at 25 feet. And again, if we do REF equals +2, now that center is 2 feet above our reference point. Now the reason why I specify adding that plus or minus sign right before you add your value is if I were to just add the value, so if I put REF equals 3, what's going to happen is it's going to take my transformer all the way to the bottom of the pole. And of course, this isn't what we want. So just again, a reminder, it is really important to add those signs right before our number. Moving away from height values, our next category of shortcuts deals more with angles and rotations. So let's say from our field data, it turns out our crossarm is 20 degrees when our spans run at 0 and 180. So in O-Calc Pro, we might want to model that by just clicking on our crossarm and turning this rotation to 20. But as you'll see, and if we click on bird's view so we can see this clearer, what's going to happen is that everything on that crossarm is going to be rotated 20 degrees. And this is because of the child-parent relationship that's going on here. So our crossarm, as a parent, directly affects everything under it. So if I revert back, in order to properly display this, what you're going to want to do is use the shortcut IND equals. So IND in this case stands for independent. So what we want to do is independently rotate just the crossarm. So in our rotation, we're going to want to type in IND equals 20 and then hit enter. And then if we see in our bird's eye view, we'll see that our crossarm is the only thing that has rotated. Now the next shortcut we'll be looking at is ABS equals. And ABS stands for absolute angle off of 0. So in this case, we'll be returning to our regular view, and we'll be looking at our spool for this example. Now, if I wanted to turn this span and change the rotation to 0, since the spool is its parent object, what that's going to go do is point it in the 0 direction based off of that spool. So it's actually going in a 90-degree angle based on our compass. So in order to be at an absolute 0, what we're going to do is clicking that span. In the rotation, we'll type in ABS equals 0. And of course, our absolute 0 is going to be the blue arrow on our compass. That blue arrow is pointing north, and that is 0. And then going clockwise from there, our right arrow is 90 degrees. The one placing down is 180, and then 270 pointing left. So that way you don't have to be guessing at which rotation is going to point you in the right direction. You can just use that absolute angle. So again, if I wanted to make it a 90 degrees angle based off of our compass, if in our rotation we put ABS equals 90, it is now pointing in the 90 degree angle based off our compass. Now the last shortcut we'll be looking at is one of the most convenient when editing in our data entry panel, and that is our shift click. So what shift click does is it allows you to multi-edit a row in the data entry panel. So for this next example, I'll be again looking at the cross arm, and we'll be doubling the arm count. So we're adding 1 so that it has 2, and if I expand in my inventory, I'm going to shift click down, and that's going to highlight all of the equipments. And here I have my 3 pins. So how this works is if I hold down shift and I click on one of the rows in the first columns, in this case I'll be choosing side, what's going to happen is it's going to highlight the entire row. And from there, I can edit only one, and it will change all of the ones that are outlined in blue. So for our pins, I want to put them on the back because right now they're set in front. So if I do that, it's going to make all of them go onto the back. Another example of using shift click is, let's say in my spool, these neutrals, holding down shift, I click the first row in the first column, and once I click on that drop down, I can turn this into a secondary, and that's going to change everything into a secondary. And you can tell that they are secondary because this little smiley face right beside it has turned pink. Now again, shift click, I change it into a primary. That smiley face is now blue, which tells me it is a primary. And again, shift click has multiple uses. You can use it in any of these rows, anywhere. You can also use it to multi-edit descriptions and owners. So again, just very useful.